Diego Pavia was reportedly offered more than $4.5 million by another SEC school to transfer. Now, I think I know pretty obviously who this SEC school is. I'll break that down in a second, but take a listen to this.
After the year was the portal blowing up for you on potential teams wanting you to come be the quarterback for them at a different school?
A lot. It was less nuts. Like it was less reaching out to me. It was like more reaching out to like my brothers and my family and stuff.
Was there a dollar amount that you heard that was like, holy shit?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm supposed to share, but like anywhere from like 4 to 4.5
to leave and go somewhere else.
To leave.
What conference?
SEC.
Checks out.
Ooh, in conference. Any Big Ten teams trying to get you?
You want to play with the best. You don't want to play with the Big Ten.
That was a funny tidbit at the end. Shout out to Bustin' with the Boys. That is a huge tidbit there. Diego Pavia being offered more than $4.5 million to transfer for his final year after getting the petition with the NCAA, getting that approval. Now, I think this is a pretty obvious answer as to who the school is. Let me know whether you agree or disagree here, but there's a certain coach actually at a certain school that Diego Pavia has a certain history with, going back to his days at New Mexico State, and that would be Hugh Freeze and Auburn. Diego Pavia has beaten Hugh Freeze on 3 separate occasions. Going back to when Hugh Freeze was at Liberty back in 2022, they beat Diego Pavia, or they lost to Diego Pavia at New Mexico State. Then in 2023, Diego Pavia at New Mexico State went into Auburn and beat Hugh Freeze. And then last season, Diego Pavia and Vandy beat Auburn. Now, I think it's safe to, at least pretty hypothetical here, but I think it's safe to assume that this was a school that threw that money at Diego Pavia in some way. You'd have to think about it. Auburn was desperate looking for a quarterback. They went and brought in Jackson Arnold coming over from Oklahoma. But another SEC school needs a quarterback. This is what it screamed to me. Let me know whether you agree or disagree in the comment section below. But nonetheless, I think Diego Pavia, at least for a college football quarterback, I'm not looking to translate him into the NFL quite yet. I can discuss that going into the draft next year. But looking at him in college, I'm pretty optimistic on him in Vanderbilt going into this season. And so is he. He actually talked about saying Vandy will run Tennessee after this season. He had a lot of stuff to say about Tennessee. And, man, I'm going to go ahead and show this here. He talked about running Tennessee here in the future and how Vanderbilt is on their way to becoming a premier program in the SEC. Take a listen to this.
Vanderbilt's going to run Tennessee after this year. Like, this is going to be the new staple of, like, college football is going to happen here at Vanderbilt.
Do any of you and the boys ever, like, talk about that? Like, we got to be the state school.
Well,
we're in Nashville, Tennessee. We're in the Music City. Like, we need to be the brand of Tennessee.
Everyone wants to come to Tennessee because of Nashville. So they want to come to Nashville, so Vanderbilt. And then when we have, like, the most money in NIL, like, why not come here? So, like, we literally just have to win this year and throughout the rest of the year. It'll take care of itself.
You think Vandy will have the most money in the game?
I think we'll be up there.
Yeah.
But, like, it's Nashville.
Yeah, there's a lot of big hitters around here.
Yeah.
They just need a team to believe in.
Yeah, that's all they need.
They need Diego Pavia.
Man, interesting stuff there from Diego Pavia. Now, the title of the show says it. I think Vanderbilt is going to have more wins than Tennessee this season. I really do. And I am in the state of Tennessee, so I can give you a firsthand insight here. There's a lot of money and a lot of people interested in Nashville, obviously. But if you're in the state of Tennessee, you know how popular the Vols are. Now, here's what I'm going to say. We can look at Tennessee's schedule right now. I think it's going to be pretty tough for them. I already said this. Losing a quarterback this late in the offseason going into this season is going to be tough. Now, they brought in App State transfer, but I don't know. I don't think he's as good of a player as Nico was. I don't think it's even close. Now, looking at their season, I could talk about the games that I don't think they'll win. I don't think they'll beat Georgia, Bama, Vandy, Florida, and I'm hesitant, but I want to see what Oklahoma looks like with Jackson Arnold, but I think they're going to be formidable as well. Question marks, in my opinion, are Kentucky and Arkansas. Joe Cord is right about Sam Pittman for sure. Must-win season for them. They got a former Boise kid, Taylor Green over there. Hell of a quarterback, by the way. But they're a big question mark as well. I don't know. I think it's tough for Tennessee this season. Now, looking at Vanderbilt, I think their season, besides South Carolina, who I think South Carolina is going to be in contention to win the SEC, but we're not talking about them today. That's going to be a tough game, but, Bama, the rematch, Diego Pavia talked about that. I think he's pretty confident. I think that's going to be a hell of a game. Looking at the back half of their schedule, a little bit more tough, but I don't know, folks. I think it's possible Vanderbilt winning more games than Tennessee. I think Vanderbilt's building something special. I think they got a great coach over there, and the Jerry Kill effect is in effect there as well. Just got a great coaching staff over there. I don't know. Let me know whether you agree or disagree. Vanderbilt winning more games than Tennessee. Going back to Diego Pavia being offered $4 to $4.5 million to transfer in the portal. Reportedly, Lenora Sellers turned down an $8 million NIL offer to transfer. Now, I think Lenora Sellers is on his way to becoming one of the best quarterbacks, best players in college football. And I think South Carolina is loaded and ready for a huge season, and one where I think they take over the SEC. Interesting. Reportedly in quotes, you're 19, you don't need $8 million. You're in a great spot. Lenora Sellers' father told him. Interesting. I think it's a great choice from Lenora. So I think he's in a great situation in South Carolina, and he's just going to keep building on all the success he had last season. And don't forget, South Carolina was roughing the passer against LSU away from being in the playoffs. So just something to remember about South Carolina as well. But I think South Carolina going to be legit headed into the season.